Hello everyone, I'm VortexTCG and I'm back with a brand new gameplay video showcasing my Justimon list, and my opponent's going to be playing something very interesting. He's going to be playing Hexeblaumon. At least that's what he told me. He's playing like a big mixture of stuff. Basically, it's get rid of Digievolution Sources Turbo. But I assume the main guy is Hexeblaumon. So if you enjoy this video, by the way, please do feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be posting more BT11 gameplay videos as time goes on, and we get a pretty good game going first. So get to add the Kazoo here to my hand. It's so nice to get an actual search off the Digimon. I know it's a bit of a meme, but it really does help a lot. And so I just end my turn here by playing the Izzy because I essentially need to have free memory on my turn at all times. So having that is very important. So I'm just considering what I want, and I make a big misplay here. What I should have ended up doing, because I don't think I have a level 5 in hand, what I should have done there is go into Mamimon, into the level 4, and then have the Rio, because then I'll be able to Digivolve into it, get a draw, and then also be able to get a guaranteed search on the following play. So, big misplay there. This is one of the things that is one of those like minute parts of the deck where you have to like learn very specific combo cues and take advantage of those when you can. And so my opponent gets into swing here, and then he goes into the Hexeblaumon, essentially making my guy dead. And I'm looking at my hand here, and I'm like, oh, I messed up. So I'm going to be playing the Kazoo here that I searched last turn, and I'm going to be playing another Kazoo to pass turn because, yeah, I played this very badly. Don't do what I did. Make sure you cycle the things properly, to say the least. So he's going to push up the Gabumon up, and he's got a pretty good turn ahead of him, going in for double checks, essentially stunning my Digimon and also getting some advantage with the Gabumon. So yeah, so he's going to swing a security. It doesn't die, and I do hit a black memory boost, which does help obviously in this situation. Now he's just got to consider what he wants to do for the rest of his turn. He does have a lot of stuff, so what he decides to do is widen his board out to go into a Zudomon using Kaiser Nail. So at this point, it's time to go. I play the Rio effect to look at top 4. I then add one of the Dramons there. I believe I add the Justimon here as potential follow-up. Now I go for the Cyberdramon. Yeah, so just in case if I get another stack on a following turn, essentially. And so at this point, I have to answer the board. So I play the Black Memory Boost here. Swing, I believe, into the... I can't remember what I was swinging into. I think it might have been into security, because I think the Hexeblau wouldn't have died, if I'm correct anyways. And it dies. So pretty much there goes my turn. Don't really have any follow-up on the following turn, so yeah, not a great situation to be in essentially. And so I just scoop it up here. And so we get into game 2, and I'm hoping for a better result this time for sure. And I get to start off here with the egg, and then I go into the Monodramon here. And I end the turn by going to the Tankmon, giving him only 1 memory. And this is one of the main reasons why you like to play Tankmon in this deck. Limiting their memory is very important, and it essentially just means that he has to pass on a level 3 here. So I follow his play with a similar play of playing a set to 3 Tamer. And so I just reorder them as such, and then I play the Black Memory Boost to reveal top 4. And then I add the... I'm considering like both 5s here are okay. But I want to continue my game plan of getting a lot more tamers in play. So he pushes up and goes into this blocker guy. I think this guy can't attack, similar to, I believe, I can't remember the black one that is just like an infinite blocker. But he goes into that, and I'm able to play another Izzy here. I'm not too sure if this is the correct option here, because my turn would have still continued either way. But I think if I was to go into the... oh no, so I get what I was doing. So essentially, if I go to the Izzy Azumi here, I can pop the black memory boost to then go into the Justimon on the following turn. And so I use the Justimon effects to unsuspend and swing and gain DP. Do it again. It's not a high enough DP to kill the Justimon, and I end my turn with a Kazu. So at this point, I'm feeling very good because I have 3 tamers up that can't really be interrupted, can't really be frozen in place, and it doesn't really matter if they're frozen in place really, because Justimon just requires them to be there, and I'm pretty sure blue doesn't have any tools that can delete them. And so he plays a Gomamon here to get rid of the trash the Pagumon from underneath, which is quite interesting. I mean, what I do like about our locals is that they really like the EX1 set as a whole, I feel, and it's always interesting seeing what they will do with EX1, and I think that's quite interesting because I don't think a lot of people tested EX1 that much because it came out, well, it got delayed in a lot of places, and it didn't really see much limelight other than the Machine Dramon, essentially, which I will be showcasing on the channel eventually. So it's always good to see that some cards that were forgotten about used. So I use Justimon effects to unsuspend and gain DP, using the Kazu here to draw and trash. Then I go into the Excel Arm for 1, which gives me, I believe, piercing and security attack +1, so allow me to do my OTK turn a lot more quicker. I use the Excel Arm effect to then go back into the Justimon Blitz Arm, which allows me to unsuspend again, so I do 2 checks, and then I swing for game. And so we get on to game 3, the most important game of this series, because one of us will win and one of us will lose. I don't know where I was going with that. But essentially, I believe my opponent is starting off here. We were just having a bit of a discussion because something happened within the group. But either way, my opponent gets to start off here, and he doesn't have a level 3, so he has to hard play the Tamer. So I have a pretty big advantage going on here. And so I go into the Gardramon here so I could get some more draws going on my turn. And I'm just considering what other pieces I want to play this turn. I want to get full advantage from some of these cards. I believe I have the Mamimon in there, so I want to hold on to it for a little bit, but also I don't want to play certain cards. So what I end up doing here is that I go into the Hagurumon to trash the Cyberdramon to draw 2. So I have a bit of board presence on the field, and he has to play, I believe, this the Mojimon. I'm sorry, I just don't know a lot of these Digimon. Apologies, but I decide to keep in raising here, and what I do here is I go into the Strike Dramon and I get the Rio, so I feel a little bit punished for trashing the Cyberdramon here a little bit, so it kind of sucks. But I go into the Mamimon here hoping that I find a Tamer, and I do not, so that's what I get for trashing, I guess, maybe. Who knows? Is what it is. So my opponent still isn't getting the stuff he needs, and he goes Rattlestar to get rid of my the Mamimon. So at this point, I feel pretty confident. I don't think there's any more board removal, so I push up the Gardramon, go into another Mamimon, hopefully to find another Tamer, and I do find one. And it's probably one of the better ones because I think at this point I wasn't finding a level 6 Justy. So yeah, not great. So it passes to his turn, and he plays, I believe, Tamer, and then he has to pass. So I go into another egg here, go into the Monodramon. And at this point I feel like I've got a pretty open field to do anything here because I have all the advantage. He doesn't have anything in raising, so they're all black, so I gain a memory here. And then, am I not gaining the memory? I look back at some of this footage and I'm just like, what am I doing? I can't lie. But I go into a Strike Dramon in raising to finish my turn. So my opponent again still doesn't find anything. So as a joke, he plays, I believe this is the Plesiomon. So at this point I have enough memory to pretty much go for an OTK turn, essentially. So I finally get the Justimon in hand, I believe. So I start off the turn by going into that Justimon. Well, I'll go to the Cyberdramon first to get some additional draw. And I think I'm looking for pieces to finish off the OTK with, and I find the Blitz Arm, so we're getting there for sure. So I go into, I believe, the first Blitzmon, or the Blitz Arm of this turn, using its effect to, I believe, gain DP, swing, suspending this guy to gain 2k, and then unsuspending and gaining another 4k, so I believe this is at 19k, doing double checks. Then I consider what I want to do next, essentially. So I go to the Cyberdramon, gain a memory. And this is why Cyberdramon's really good, by the way. The fact that it's 10k DP on a level 5, very important. It's kind of crazy, I can't lie. So I go into the critical armor, I think this is. And I swing, using its effect to bring out another guy, and then swing for game.